Hello, first grade. I'm so excited to see all of you again. If you don't know me, my name is Miss Puccetti, and I'm one of the first grade teachers at CPL. All of your teachers know that you've been working really hard. You've been doing your packets, you've been doing your quick checks, and you've been doing everything you can to keep growing your brain, and we are so proud of you. We have another really good story today, so let's get started. Make sure that you have your packet. This is the packet for the week of May 4th. When you go to your table of contents, you should see the stories that we're going to read today. The one that we're going to read today is called Lan and the Pangolins, which is going to be on pages 8 to 20. And then our next video will be about David and the sea turtles. So make sure you got the right packet, make sure you get a pencil, and let's get ready to go. Okay, when we are reading these stories, we're really going to be focusing on the setting. So think in your head, what is setting? Setting. In my class, we like to do a little chant, and it goes like this. The setting is where and when the story takes place. So the setting is where the story happens, but it's also when the story happens. So the setting is where, like, does it happen at a school? Does it happen at your house? Does it happen outside on the moon? Where does this story happen? But the setting is also when does it happen? Does it happen in the morning, at night, in summertime, in wintertime? It's where and when the story takes place. So when we're listening to our story today, we are going to be thinking all about the setting. What is the setting of this story? So when I read, remember, I'm going to move my cursor, the thing moving around on the screen. I'm going to move my cursor, and I want you to use your finger, and I want you to track as I read. So get your finger ready. This is a good story. Now, before we start, this story is about pangolins. So just a little background information. I actually had to look this up because I didn't know that much about pangolins before we started. You can see on the cover here, this animal that I'm pointing to is called a pangolin. Can you try and say that? Good. Look at, what do you see about this pangolin? Yeah, it has scales. It's pretty small. Kind of looks like an aardvark maybe, but has some scales. So we're going to learn about the pangolins, but I wanted you to practice saying the word and know that it's going to be the animal that we're going to learn about. Okay, let's get ready to read. Ready? Fingers ready? Okay. Lan and the Pangolins by Eva Stewart. So Eva Stewart is the author. She wrote this story. Lan was helping at the Animal Rescue Center. The center was near a hot, huge jungle. It was where Lan's dad worked. He took care of animals that were hurt. Animals stayed at the center while they got better. Now Lan was cleaning up. She heard a door slam. Her dad ran in. He was holding two strange animals. What kind of animals do you think they're going to be? Let's look at the picture. I bet we'll find out. Now think, what is the setting? Where and when is this story happening? Where is it happening? Right now, this story is at the Animal Rescue Center. That's the setting. And we know that the Animal Rescue Center is near a hot, huge jungle. Let's keep reading. What are they? Lan asked with surprise. They are pangolins, said her dad, a mother and baby. The mother needs help. The mother pangolin's leg was hurt. Lan's dad wrapped its leg. The pangolin looked at Lan with bright eyes. Lan had never seen a pangolin before. Have you ever seen a pangolin? I don't think I have, even at the zoo. What do we know about this pangolin? We know that there's a mom and a baby, and the mom's leg is hurt, so hopefully the Animal Rescue Center will be able to help. The mother pangolin's leg was better in 3 days, but the pangolins did not move or eat much. Their eyes were no longer bright. Now think about this. The pangolins aren't really moving, they're not eating a lot, and their eyes aren't bright. They look kind of dull, like they don't look happy in their eyes. How do you think they're feeling? The pangolins were moving around and they were happy, and now they're like this. How do you think the pangolins are feeling? Probably sad. That's what it seems like. What is wrong? Lan asked her dad. Pangolins do not like being inside, he said. We will take them back to the jungle tonight. Most pangolins are awake then. Lan and her dad waited until night came. Lan's dad carried the pangolins in a cage. They crossed a red bridge over a rushing river. We must go deep into the jungle, her father said. Pangolins live there. The air felt wet and hot. Lan stopped to take a drink. Lan saw moonlight shining on the tangled vines and tall trees. Now let's think about the setting now. Are they still in the Animal Rescue Center? No, where are they now? They've moved to the jungle. They're deep in the jungle. So that's the setting now. But remember, setting isn't just where the story happens, it's also when. I want you to listen to this sentence and see if you can think, when is this happening? Lan saw moonlight shining on the tangled vines and tall trees. If there's moonlight coming down, what type of day is it? Or what time of day is it? Yeah, it's nighttime. So we know that the setting right now is in the jungle at nighttime. Let's keep reading. Ready? Fingers ready? Lan and her dad kept walking. They passed a pond. We cannot leave the pangolins here, her dad said. They will not be safe. They saw some big rocks. The pangolins cannot live here, Lan's dad said. There is nothing to eat. They walked more. Finally, Lan saw a fallen tree. The pangolins could stay there, she said, but there will be bugs for them to eat. Yes, her dad said, and there is a stream. They will have water to drink. This is the perfect spot, Lan said. She let the pangolins out of the cage. The baby climbed on the mother's tail. They crawled under the fallen tree together. Lan was sad to say goodbye, but she was happy the pangolins had a home. The end. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to answer our questions about this story. And remember, even if you think you know the answer, sometimes our brains don't remember it perfect. So we always go back and we find the answer in our story. Let's get started with question 1. Which picture shows the setting of the animal shelter? Now remember, what's setting? Where and when the story takes place. So all of these pictures are showing us the animal shelter, but one of them is correct. So which one is showing us what the animal shelter looks like? Now let's go back to page 1, like it says, and see what else do we know about the animal shelter. So, Lan was helping at the Animal Rescue Center. The center was near a hot, huge jungle. It was where Lan's dad worked. Let's go back to that question. What do we know about the animal shelter, and which one shows that from what we just saw in our story? Okay, let's move on to number 2. Why was Lan surprised? Why was she surprised? Lan had not seen a mother and baby before. Lan had not seen this kind of animal before, or Lan had not seen a hurt animal before. So for this one, we need to go back to page 2. Is it because she had never seen a mother and baby, she'd never seen this kind of animal, or she hadn't seen a hurt animal? So let's see. I see the word surprise here, so that's a good hint that it's going to start to show me where the answer is. So let's reread. What are they? Lan asked with surprise. They are pangolins, said her dad, a mother and baby. The mother needs help. The mother pangolin's leg was hurt. Lan's dad wrapped its leg. The pangolin looked at Lan with bright eyes. Lan had never seen a pangolin before. So why is she surprised? Is she surprised because she had not seen a mother and baby? She hadn't seen this kind of animal, or she had not seen a hurt animal before. Okay, you guys are doing great. Let's keep going. Question 3. How do the pangolins feel after being inside for a few days? Complete the sentence. So the pangolins came to the animal shelter and they were inside for a few days. How do they feel? The pangolins feel when they are inside. They feel sad, they feel shy, or they feel safe. How do they feel? Now for this one, we need to go back to page 3. So I see here that it says, what is wrong? That's going to give me a good hint that that's about where we're going to find out what's wrong with the pangolin. So, what is wrong? Lan asked her dad. Pangolins do not like being inside, he said. We will take them back to the jungle tonight. Most pangolins are awake then. So how are the pangolins feeling? Now, this one's a little tricky because it doesn't say the exact word. You have to use your brain and really think. It doesn't say that they're sad or shy or safe. You have to think which one describes how the pangolins were. Did they seem sad? Did they seem shy? Or did they seem safe? Okay, let's do number 4. Which key detail tells you how the jungle setting feels? So we know that part of the story takes place in the jungle. So that's the setting, the second half of the story. But it's saying what key detail tells us how the jungle feels, not how it smells or what it looks like. What does it feel like? Think about using your hands. What does it feel like? So let's listen to our choices. There are tall trees and vines. They crossed a bridge, or the air is hot and wet. Which one tells us what the jungle feels like? There are tall trees and vines. They crossed a bridge, or the air is hot and wet. Okay, you guys are doing great. Question 5. Why do Lan and her dad pass by the rocks instead of letting the pangolins go there? So they looked at all these places to let the pangolins go. Why did they not let them out of the rocks? There's no food. It's not safe there, or the animals need water. Now, I know that they put the pangolins near a lot of different places, and I can't remember exactly why they said no to the rocks. So we need to go back to page 5 of our story so we can find out why did they not let them out at the rocks. Okay, so I see they passed a pond. Here we go. They saw some big rocks. Now, I know that's what my question was about, so this is going to be able to give us our answer when we reread. Let's listen. They saw some big rocks. The pangolins cannot live here, Lan's dad said. There is nothing to eat. So why couldn't they let them out at the rocks? What was the problem? So why do Lan and her dad pass by the rocks instead of letting the pangolins go there? There is no food. It is not safe there, or the animals need water. Why didn't they let them out at the rocks? Okay, ready? Question 6. Why is the fallen tree a good place for the pangolins to live? So why is it good for them to live by the fallen tree? There's food and water, there is a tree to climb on, or there is a stream to swim in. Now, same thing, I know there were a lot of different places they were going to put the pangolins, but I don't remember exactly about the fallen tree. So let's go back to page 6 and see why is the fallen tree such a good spot? Okay. So here we go. Page 6. They walked more. Finally, Lan saw a fallen tree. The pangolins could stay there, she said. There will be bugs for them to eat. Yes, her dad said, and there is a stream. They will have water to drink. So let's go back and look again. Why was the fallen tree so great? There's food and water. There's a tree to climb on, or there's a stream to swim in. Okay, our very last question. You guys have done so good. Question 7. What do Lan and her dad do last in the story? So at the very end, what do they do last? Choose the event. So it says first, they help 2 pangolins at the rescue center. So first they help the 2 pangolins. Next, they look for a good pangolin home in the jungle. What happens last? What do they do after they look for a good pangolin home in the jungle? They leave the pangolins high in a tree. They leave the pangolins in the perfect spot, where they leave the pangolins in the cage. What did they do last? Let's go back to page 7 of our story. So this is the perfect spot, Lan said. She let the pangolins out of the cage. The baby climbed on the mother's tail. They crawled under the fallen tree together. Lan was sad to say goodbye, but she was happy the pangolins had a home. So what do they do last? They leave the pangolins high in a tree. They leave the pangolins in the perfect spot, where they leave the pangolins in the cage. What happened last? Okay, we are all done with our questions for this story. You guys did awesome. Give your brain a kiss. Say, I did awesome. Now, we have another story this week that I think you guys are really going to like. So come back for the next video where we're going to read David and the Sea Turtles, and we're going to keep practicing identifying the setting. One more time before we go. What's the setting? Where and when the story takes place. You guys did awesome. I'll see you for the next video. Bye, first grade.